Congratulations! We have reached day 2 of staff onboarding. By this time, you should have a better understanding of the Appletree culture. Today will be another exciting day of getting more acquainted with our centers. Remember to ask questions, and our directors and myself are always available to assist you. Welcome to Appletree. Hand washing policy. Hand washing is the single most important means of preventing the spread of infection and germs. Staff hands must be washed with soap and warm water. Staff must ensure that children's faces and hands are clean. Hands must be washed even if gloves are worn. When to wash hands. At minimum, staff hands must be washed upon arrival at the center, before and after preparing or serving food or bottles, before and after toileting, after coughing or sneezing. Hand washing policy continued. At minimum, child hands must be washed upon arrival at the center, before and after meal or snack, after coming indoors from playing on the playground, after coughing or sneezing, before and after messy play like painting, Play-Doh, or activities that include gluing. How to wash hands. Turn faucet on. Wet hands under warm running water. Hand washing policy continued. Dispense liquid or foam in the palm. Avoid using bar soap. Rub hands together vigorously to lather the soap on hands for at least 20 seconds. Wash palms, fingers, back of hands, and around wrists. Rinse hands thoroughly under warm running water for at least 10 seconds. Dry hands completely with disposable paper towel. Turn off the water using the paper towel to turn faucet handle. Diaper changing policy. At Appletree Learning Center, disposable diapers are accepted and provided by the parents. Each child has a little basket close to the diaper changing area. Parents simply maintain the supply. They must bring clean diapers once a week, every day, or every other day, whichever works for them. Incident and accident reporting. Here at Appletree Learning Center, documentation of any type of incident or accident is strictly enforced. All staff are required to submit an incident or accident report and notify the director of any incident or accident immediately. Staff are responsible for providing a detailed explanation to the events leading up to the incident or accident, at which time both teacher and director signatures are required on incident report, and parent and/or guardian is immediately notified. It is our policy to observe and react to any incident or accident that may occur at Appletree Learning Center as it arises. Incident and accident reporting continued. We employ the following measures. We will first try to notify the child's parent and/or guardian of the incident. We will contact emergency services via 911. We will coordinate necessary transportation to nearby health facilities upon request of parent and/or guardian. The administrator or teacher will accompany the child if the parent and/or guardian is not available at the time of transport. Abuse and neglect policy, including mandated reporting information. Appletree Learning Center will protect children from abuse or neglect while in the center's care. We are state-mandated reporters. If a staff member learns that a child has been abused or neglected and is concerned that child is in danger, the staff shall immediately report the suspicion to the director. The director will immediately notify the Department of Early Education and the Georgia Department of Social Services alleging abuse or neglect. It is the center's responsibility to report any physical or emotional injury resulting from any form of abuse. Abuse and neglect policy, including mandated reporting information, continued. Immediately, the director will make an oral report to the Georgia Department of Social Services, followed by a written report within 48 hours. Failure to report any suspicion of abuse or neglect will result in a fine. A staff member will be immediately suspended for a period of time without pay for any allegations of abuse or neglect towards any child. The director will immediately inform the Department of Early Education and the Georgia Department of Social Services. Abuse and neglect policy, including mandated reporting information, continued. Any staff member accused of abuse or neglect towards a child cannot return to work until the Georgia Department of Social Services and Department of Early Education notifies the center to do so. Supervision of children policy. Upon arrival and departure, all children need to stay with parent and/or guardian at all times when dropping off or picking up. While at Appletree Learning Center, all children will be constantly monitored during their time at the center. All children go to the bathroom before outside play and/or diapers changed. While outside playing, any child needing diaper changes or needing to use the bathroom will require all students, including teacher, to come from outside. No child will be left unattended at any time. Closing time plan. Appletree Learning Center has a strict policy on how children must be picked up and dropped off at the center. The adult dropping the child off must do so during business hours and must first sign the child in on the daily attendance sheet. The child care professional must be aware of the child's arrival and the adult's departure. During pickup, the adult picking the child up must be an approved, known individual to the center. They must provide state or federally issued identification and be listed in the child's file as a parental approved adult if they are unknown to the staff member. Children are not allowed to leave the building by themselves or enter without being accompanied by an adult. Child behavior management techniques. Behavior management of children at Appletree Learning Center must be consistent and compassionate. All our staff are trained in the same manner and enforce the behavior modification policies and practices in a uniform way. Our students are informed of the rules and regulations and when they will be applied. One standard should apply at all times to all children. Warnings, actions, and consequences need to be staggered and explained. Emergency plan and procedures. Purpose and scope. To provide for the protection of children and staff in the event of a natural or human-caused emergency or disaster. To assure coordination and cooperation with local and county government and emergency services. The provisions of Appletree's emergency plan are designed for situations involving groups of children or the entire facility. This plan is not designed to address emergency situations involving individual children or staff members. Emergency plan and procedures. Accountability. Children will be released to a parent or to an individual designated in writing by the parent. In an emergency, a child may be released to an individual upon verbal approval by the parent if the individual's identity can be verified by a staff member. In case of an evacuation, attendance will be taken at the assembly area. Upon boarding and exiting the emergency transport vehicles, and upon the arrival at the relocation facility. Staff. Child ratio and supervision requirements must be met during an evacuation. This concludes Day 2 of staff onboarding. Please stand by for the director.